He's only a lieutenant, but Transporter Officer Palmer has more space flight time than the entire crew of the Enterprise put together. In real life, Lieutenant Palmer is Dr. Mae Jamison, a mission specialist who spent 8 days in orbit aboard the space shuttle Endeavour. Dr. Jamison was inspired to become an astronaut after seeing Lieutenant Uhura aboard the original Enterprise when she was a child, and asked to be part of the Star Trek universe.
It's part of the imagination. And all of science, all of space exploration, everything we do in the world is about imagination and using your creativity to expand beyond your normal boundaries.
And Mae Jamison joins us in our studio this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell us a little bit about how you got involved in the space industry.
Oh my goodness, I was always very interested in space exploration. I was very interested in science when I was a little girl. And so it's something I had sort of made up my mind that I was going to do, that I was going to go into space exploration. I was going to go into space. And I actually just pursued a science career. I was very interested in doing biomedical engineering research. So I did chemical engineering as an undergraduate, and then I went to medical school. But I decided I was going to apply to the space program, and that's what I did. I applied. After I graduated from medical school, I worked in West Africa for a while. I applied, and they went through all their process, and I was selected out of 2,000 applicants. They selected 15.
Good morning, Ms. Jamison. I'm another Star Trek fan.
Okay.
And I watched the show as a young child in the 1960s, and that really influenced my interest in the stars and science and study and exploration. I was wondering, did you watch that program in the 60s, and did the character Lieutenant Uhura have any influence on your interest in becoming an astronaut?
Well, okay, I'm going to tell it all right now, okay? I was very much a Star Trek fan, and I like to say that I watched in the 60s when it first came on, so I go way back. And I thought the show was very wonderful because it was one of the first programs that had everybody, all kinds of ethnic groups, together from the United States. We also had a program where it put women in non-traditional roles. So Lieutenant Uhura was maybe the first woman that you saw every day or every week on television who worked in a technical field. And so that was very exciting. And also, she was African, which was a very different kind of feel from television back then. So I was very much liked Lieutenant Uhura, and she was a very wonderful person for me. I since met Nichelle Nichols, who played Lieutenant Uhura on Star Trek, and we've become friends. She also was very instrumental in recruiting the first women and minority astronauts for NASA back in the 1970s when they started the space shuttle program. And then to finish the whole story off and go full circle, I appeared on Star Trek. I appeared in Star Trek in 1993 on an episode called Second Chances, where there were two Rikers. I had a real small part, but it was fun.
How did you get that?
I had met LeVar Burton before, and he was actually he was directing the episode, and he asked me whether or not I was really interested in doing Star Trek, and I thought it would be fun because it's about fantasy, and it's our imagination that allows us to do things in the future. If we, for example, without being cliche, if we imagine that our world will be a certain way, then we'll probably move more toward that. Imagination allows you to maintain your energy and motivation when things that seem to be real decrease it.
I understand that you all are doing experiments about mixing and processing things without containers. I don't understand how you could mix liquids without a container. Could you explain how that is done?
Okay, well, let me show you first of all, some of these experiments over here are the ones where we're actually doing some of that mixing, making or manufacturing different kinds of compounds without containers. And the way that works is because everything floats. So you can make things you can melt metal, and they'll just stay in one place. I was looking, yeah. There's some. Okay. Let me just show you one thing.
Getting a science lesson.
Things. And you can see that that didn't work very well.
Careful, doctor.
And you can see that fluids come out and they can just stay in one place. And they can stay there. You can heat the metal. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, we can see that. That's neat. Thank you. A quick science lesson.
Did you see any spaceships up there?
back in this lab. Now, the thing that people might have seen, they may have seen satellites or something, but I haven't heard that anyone's seen anything since we've been up here. No, we haven't looked everywhere, though, but I haven't seen any.
What made you decide to become an astronaut?
I was always very interested in going into space. I think since I was a little girl, say about 5 or 6 years old, and I knew what the stars were, I wanted to go into space. What really made me interested in being an astronaut was the fact that there were so many things that you could do, and so many skills that you had to have in order to go into space, that it worked very well. And then at the same time, I got to fulfill a dream, that is to go up and be closer to the stars than I am normally.